are known by their name, but some are known by their heart. And that's why many people call my uncle Mr. Perfect. But to understand that name, we have to go back a few years. When my uncle was 4, he lost his father. And after that, his mother became mentally unstable. At a such young age, all he truly had was confidence and a selfless heart that kept him moving forward. He found comfort in the love of his sisters and a father figure who was his brother in law. This man helped him achieve constantly. But my uncle never wanted to become a burden on anyone. So from a young age, he knew how to handle things on his own. Academically, he was never considered as an extraordinary person. He completed his 10th grade with an average marks. But instead of giving up on himself, he decided to work harder. And during his 12th grade, he studied with determination and got much more better results. And in many ways, his journey reflected mine. So, have you ever felt stuck in your life? Like you're trying to change things, but nothing is really working. I have felt that way too. And that's when I found myself being anxious, overthinking, and lost in endless thoughts. I almost felt like I was the only one drowning in the hardest battles in life. This is a story from a few years ago. When I was 13, my parents decided to move me to a new school. I remember feeling confused, lost, and a little heavy inside because something familiar was suddenly changing. I kept questioning myself why I had to leave the place where I finally felt comfortable, especially my friends who I thought they'll always stay with me forever. I started trusting them without thinking twice. But sometimes life doesn't change loudly, it changes quietly. When I moved to my new school, I had to start everything from zero again. In the beginning, I was confident. I knew how to blend in, I knew how to appear strong, but somewhere inside I still felt unsure where I belonged. Honestly, I adjusted very quickly. I made friends, I laughed, I shared moments, then believed that I finally found stability again. And I served my school as a captain for 4 years. But sometimes life doesn't change loudly. It changes quietly in ways you don't notice at first. And somewhere, my uncle was going through his own battles too. And after completing his 12th grade, the only question running through his mind was, what do I do next? And that's the moment he felt stuck. And after getting a few suggestions from his teachers, he decided to pursue MCA because he was interested in computers. Coming from a commerce background, mathematics was a huge challenge for him. He couldn't afford for coaching classes or private tuitions to attempt the eligibility exam. Now came his friend Babu to join along with him to pursue MCA. Both of them were not financially fit. So every evening around 8 p.m., they used to wait until their teacher came out to teach. And they finally cracked their eligibility exam. Now there came his cousin brother and his friend Sangeeta to join along with him. Now 1 became 2, 2 became 3, and before they even realized it, it became a group of 4. He didn't want to grow alone. He wanted to grow along with everyone. Well, he was learning how to carry everyone with him. I was learning how to carry myself. There came a phase. But things around me slowly started shifting. Friendships I trusted started feeling different. Conversations became shorter. Silence started to grow where comfort used to be. And I kept wondering if I did something wrong. I tried to fix things. I tried to hold on. I even tried to apologize for things I didn't fully understand. Little by little, I found myself going through something I didn't know how to explain. I started feeling distant from everything. I stopped going to school for a while. Days felt heavier than usual, nights became longer, thoughts did not stop easily. And in all of that silence, I began questioning myself more than anything else could. But that was also a time I started noticing something else too. Sometimes people paint you as a villain in ways that's easier for them to explain the truth itself. And you begin to question yourself for things you never intended. But still, I learned something very important. Not everyone you lose is a loss. It's just life removing something that's not required in your next chapter. And that phase, that one constant support I had was my mother. She didn't need explanations. She didn't need perfection. She just listened. I shared everything with her, every confusion, every silence, every emotion I couldn't put into words. I didn't even realize I needed her. She didn't fix my life. She helped me believe that I could and made me so strong enough to face those consequences again. And that is what a silent power of a mother is called. While my mother became my strength, my uncle's strength was my grandfather, Mr. Rafiq. College life for my uncle was never easy. While everybody had to think about the studies only, he had to think about survival too. To reduce the burden on his family, he started taking computing classes for students. And his first salary was just 700 rupees. Can you even believe what would you even do with that? He taught a friend also to do it so that it would be easy to meet their ends. Sangeeta's father trusted my uncle so much that he sent her along with them to Chennai for her studies. My uncle waited before attending all his interviews because he wanted his three friends to go first. Because he was confident, but they were nervous. So he made sure that everyone got their jobs first. And that's when he attended his interview and got his job at a multinational company. And now things started changing again, but this time inside me. I stopped chasing explanations from people who had already made their minds. I stopped trying to fix into spaces which didn't feel like mine anymore. And between losing and learning, I began more aware of myself. Because I understood something deeper. The one who stays silent knows the value of words. The one who waits knows the value of hope. And the one who smiles knows the value of tears. And sometimes we learn these things only when life puts us in situations where we have no choice but to feel them. Etch this in your mind, the truth I learned the hard way. We are not meant to be used and forgotten, not meant to be valued only for a moment. That thought did not come in hatred. It came from healing. At first, I thought I was losing everything. Then I slowly began to realize I wasn't losing everything. I was just being separated from who I wasn't meant to become. And when people who don't stand in front of you, but stand beside you when no one else does. And that's when I understood that real support does not come from the crowd. And my uncle's story reflected that perfectly. Whenever Sangeeta had to make an important decision, she would always ask my uncle first. Now came a hardest phase in her life, where her father had to be diagnosed with a brain tumor. The first hospital told he has only 6 months to survive. And the second hospital told he has 1% sir. And third hospital also gave them the same hope. And that's when my uncle told, why should we leave that 1% chance? And with that hope, they went ahead with the surgery. After the operation, the patient was unconscious. So the doctors asked the family members to go visit, hoping that he would respond. His wife went first. There was no response. His siblings, kids went, and there was no response. And when he just saw my uncle and asked him in Tamil, Nalla irukungla? Meaning, are you doing well? That's when it brought tears to everyone's eye. That kind of trust, bond, and respect he had built in people's life. And that, honestly, that moment felt like a scene straight out of an emotional movie. If my heart can conceive it, if my mind can believe it, then I can achieve it, said Muhammad Ali. Those words remind us that true self-belief is the foundation for every achievement. Today, I want to share you a message that has truly changed the way I look up to my life and my ambition. You are your biggest competition. We live in a world that applauds the butterfly, but questions the cocoon. We are expected to have everything figured out, to constantly achieve, to keep pushing ahead. But what if stillness is growth in disguise? What if uncertainty is the path to understanding? Most of us, especially students, we keep comparing ourselves with others. Who got the highest marks, who's the fastest runner, and who won the debate. We keep measuring our worth based on the people around us. But what if we shifted our focus? Yes, that would make a huge difference. The most powerful competitor you can ever have in your life is the person you were yesterday. Every day is a new beginning in which you become kinder, wiser, stronger than you were yesterday. Competing with yourself means setting up your own standards and striving each day to surpass them. Now imagine your life as a personal race in which you have to compete with yourself with your own record. Maybe yesterday you gave up because your work got too tough, but today you pushed them through. Maybe the last week you hesitated to ask a question in class, but today you raise your hand. These are victories, not just over your doubts, but over the old version of yourself. And what truly fuels this journey is your confidence. Now, confidence is not nothing but telling that you're better than someone else. It's about believing in yourself, your abilities, and your potential to grow. And when you have faith in yourself, that means you have the key to unlock all the opportunities that you would never think would be possible. Let me tell you a short story. There was a boy who wanted to beat the clock. Not the world, not the people, just the clock. Day 1, he tried waking up early, but then he could not. Day 2, he woke up for 5 minutes, he slept back again. Day 3, he finally got up, but you know what? He ended up walking like a zombie. There is a progress, right? Yes, a slow progress, messy progress, imperfect progress. Wake up, people. Rome wasn't built in a day. And that realization hit him hard. Competing with himself, one small step can move mountains. And when you stay humble, curious, confident, that means you're already ahead of the game. Congratulations. And that is how you truly achieve greatness. And I slowly changed too. Not loudly, not suddenly, but quietly. In the way I thought, in the way I understood people, in the way I understood myself. And my parents played a very important role in this journey. They didn't just support me, they pushed me and challenged me. Parents give me challenges and life give me lessons. And I start focusing on myself again. Not on what I couldn't control, on what I could improve. And then came a moment which meant a lot to me. I got first rank in my 10th grade in my school. Of course, is the happiest moment for me because that was the moment I had pushed through all the way. But deep down, neither my parents nor was I fully satisfied with just my marks. It isn't about being ungrateful. It's about knowing that I had more in me. I could do better. That realization didn't break me. It pushed me. It made me understand that success is just not about reaching a destination, but about knowing that you have more within you to give. And after all of that, I'm truly grateful to everyone who supported me, not just my mother. There are a few people who supported me quietly. And everything I've achieved, it's now never something I've did alone. It is also because of the people who supported me and believed in me and just pushed me through my journey. I'll always be grateful for them. And I can't move forward without going back to my uncle. His first salary was just 700 rupees. And today he earns 7-figure salary and being offered by multinational companies, and that is Mr. Altaf. He takes a role model for my grandfather, and I look up to him. He has made us proud in many ways, more than he will ever realize. So today, let's make a resolution. Don't ever try to run someone else's race. Just try to be the better version of your old. At the end of the day, the ball is in your court. And your only real competitor is you. Let me tell you something in the end. It's damn okay not to be okay. From being protected within a cocoon and slowly growing wings and learning how to fly like a butterfly, that has been our journey. Thank you.